I'm divorcing you because I'm marrying your best friend. Suddenly told this, I was confused and instinctively asked back. What? What do you mean? The divorce papers are in the mailbox, so just send those in. Don't come back home anymore. Oh, and take the kids with you when you leave. Suddenly being told about the divorce and being asked to leave the house, anger surged within me. Your best friend Sarah will prioritize me, the future president. Unlike you who undervalues me. It's only natural this would happen. My husband rarely paid attention to our family, hardly ever acting like a father should. Given his behavior, I had suspected as much. But it turned out he had indeed been gallivanting around. He was the son of the president and a manager, convinced he would be the next president. Which justified his actions in his eyes. Can you leave soon? My best friend Sarah, by his side, said this nonchalantly before throwing something at me. Ouch. What are you doing? When I looked at what was thrown, it turned out to be a bundle of cash. Here's $30,000 in compensation. I'm taking the spot of the future president's wife from you. The next moment, I couldn't help but burst out laughing. What are you laughing at? You've gone mad, haven't you? I couldn't contain my laughter seeing them, who knew nothing of the truth. Because, the next president is. I am a 35-year-old mother of 2 kids, a full-time housewife working from home. My son just started 1st grade, and my daughter was in kindergarten. I lost my father early and now work at the company his best friend, who is like a father to me, runs. The company generously told me to keep working even as I raised my children. For which I was very grateful. This father figure, who was my father-in-law, and my father were once rivals for the president's position at this company. The company is still expanding, now employing 7,000 people. My husband also worked there as a manager, being the son of the president. One day, as I was dropping off my daughter at kindergarten, I ran into an unexpected person. It was Sarah, my old friend from high school. I hadn't seen her since graduation. Sarah, is it you? Is your child attending this kindergarten? Jenny? Yes, my son comes here. It's been a long time. How have you been? We hadn't seen each other in so long, so we decided to go for coffee. It's really been a while. How are things with you? I'm living well. But, actually, I got divorced. Now I'm a single mother. Working and raising my child. I see. That must be tough. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help. As we caught up, she mentioned her struggles as a single mother, which worried me. And I offered my support without knowing what would soon unfold. Later, our children became good friends. Mom. Can my friend come over to play at our house? Please? Well, I want to talk more too, so let's invite them over. Happy that my daughter had made a friend, I invited Sarah to our home. Hey, since our kids have gotten along so well, would you like to come over? We can relax and chat, if it's okay with you, Sarah. Really? I'd love to come. Several days later, the day came when Sarah and her child visited my house. It was a bit of a walk. Here's our house. Wow. It's huge. She was surprised to see my house. Let's go inside, I'll make some coffee. Thank you. To live in such a big house, what does your husband do? He works as a manager at a company. Wow, a manager? That's impressive, especially at his age. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. I couldn't tell my praising friend about my dissatisfaction. My husband, indeed the son of the company's president, was negligent in his duties. And his subordinates didn't think highly of him either. The manager really doesn't work, does he? And when I ask him to check things, he never does it right. In the end, it all gets blamed on me. It's really frustrating. Exactly. I don't understand how he got his position. I often heard subordinates bad-mouthing my husband at work. And they looked very awkward when they saw me. At home, he acted all high and mighty, often belittling me since I grew up in a single-parent home. Could you help a bit more around the house? I work too, and sometimes I just can't finish all the chores. What? I earn more than you. You, having grown up in a single-parent home, might not understand. But it's normal for the mother and wife to do all the housework. I work too, it's the same. I'm raising our children. So it wouldn't hurt you to help with the housework. Or at least take care of your own stuff. Even though we both worked, he never helped because I worked from home. And I was the wife and mother. I've even discussed this with my father-in-law. I truly apologize. I've been hard on him, but he just won't listen. I really think I'm a failure as a father. I couldn't face your father. Please don't say that. Just listening to my complaints is enough for me. I'm sorry to trouble you with this. Both my father-in-law and I had been trying to get him to improve, both at work and home. But I was almost giving up. Even after many discussions since our son was born, nothing much had changed. My son, now old enough to understand, sometimes showed concern for me taking care of his sister. Despite this, I continued to manage teleworking, housework, and parenting. Sometimes I was truly exhausted, but my husband hadn't helped in over 6 years. I think it had been a good period to accept that my husband wouldn't change. No matter how much I said, he wouldn't listen or do anything. I was beginning to feel sick of it. One day, we went to a kindergarten event as a family. He reluctantly joined the kindergarten event, but generally, he showed no interest in our son or daughter. He only participated in the kindergarten event after persuasion from my in-laws. My son was sensitive to his father's attitude and quickly said, "Never mind," sensing his reluctance. I wanted to go out as a family of 4 or even 3. But when I asked him out and saw his displeased face, it spoiled my mood too. That's why we've only managed a few family trips. I really feel sorry for my son, now old enough to remember. As he grew older and started elementary school, he would have occasions to talk about family trips, and I hoped he wouldn't feel bad. As I was thinking about this, we arrived at the kindergarten. Everyone was excited about the event. Then, Sarah approached and started a conversation. "Good morning. Let's enjoy today." "Oh, is this your husband?" "Good morning. Yeah, let's enjoy. And this is my husband." It was the first time she was meeting my husband, so I introduced him. In front of her, I only mentioned that he worked at the company run by my father-in-law to uphold his image. My husband, good at putting on a facade, talked enthusiastically to her about his work, looking like a capable employee. Whether they hit it off or she was just good at nodding and praising, they talked through the kindergarten event. I felt a sense of discomfort. A month later, another mother from the kindergarten approached me after her daughter left. It's hard to say this, but do you know about this? Do I know what? Looking at her smartphone screen, it was Sarah and my husband. Moreover, it was a photo of them heading to a short-stay hotel. I thought it would be shocking and maybe I shouldn't say anything. But keeping silent didn't feel right. So I decided to tell you. Thank you for telling me. I'm shocked. I can't believe this is happening. As I was feeling down about being deceived by my husband and was about to go home, I heard someone calling, "Jenny?" I looked towards the voice. There stood Sarah's parents. "Oh, Sarah's dad, mom, long time no see. It's been a while. I heard you met recently at the kindergarten. But I didn't expect to see you so soon. Me neither. I'm glad to see you after such a long time. Both Sarah's mother and I were happy to see each other after a long time. I was worried, hearing she got married and had kids then divorced. I was concerned about whether she would fit in at the kindergarten. And if she could continue to raise her children well. I see. Having a best friend like her has been a big support for me, and it's really helped. If there's ever anything troubling you, let's help each other out. You're the only one who says that. Because, her reason for divorce was an affair. Those who know about it don't want anything to do with her. I was afraid she might end up without any friends. An affair? Hearing the reason for her divorce, a hypothesis crossed my mind. It was that the relationship between my husband and Sarah was also an affair, just like her divorce. I know it's inappropriate to ask this of you, Sarah's mom, but I have a favor to ask. Oh? What is it? Anything, just say it. Taking comfort in her words, I shared what the mom friend had told me. Actually, it seems like my husband is having an affair with Sarah. I'm thinking about getting a divorce. So? What? She's doing that again. And, with your husband. It seems so. That's why I need help gathering evidence. I'm really sorry to have to ask you this. Understood. It feels like I'm betraying my daughter. But I don't want her to be the kind of person who steals someone else's partner. Leave it to me. I was relieved that Sarah's mom was cooperative, and I waited for her to contact me. A week later, I received evidence from Sarah's parents that my husband and Sarah were having an affair. Good, now I have perfect evidence from her side. Now I just need evidence against my husband. After Sarah's mom gathered the evidence, I also secured proof of my husband's infidelity. I checked his message apps and photos while he was asleep. The message app contained overly sweet exchanges like, "Sarah, you're really cute, I want to be together soon. Thank you, I really love you, David. I want to be together soon." There were even photos of them together, though I couldn't tell when they were taken. With this evidence, I resolved to confront my husband someday. One day, as I was returning home with my daughter, thinking about how to proceed without hurting the children, my son was pacing back and forth in front of the house. "What's the matter? Why aren't you going inside?" "I can't. It seems like it's locked." "Huh? But your dad came home before I went to pick up your sister." Surprised that the door wasn't open, suddenly it opened. "You're back. We need to talk." My husband, looking a bit grumpy, ordered us. As I tried to enter the house, he stopped me with his hand. Wondering what was going on, he suddenly spoke. "I want a divorce." "What? Why?" "Actually, I've been dissatisfied with you always putting the kids first. You prioritize them over me, and you hardly pay any attention to me. Unlike you, your best friend says she'll prioritize me, as I'm going to be the next president. That's why I want to cherish her." "What? What are you talking about? Just get divorced for now. The divorce papers are in the mailbox, so just send those in. Also, this house is mine, so don't come back. Take the kids and leave." "Huh, you can't just spring that on me." Ignoring what I said, he closed and locked the door. Plus, the kids' bags were neatly lined up at the entrance. He was never that efficient unless it was something like this. Peeking into the mailbox, there really were divorce papers. All I could do now was take them and go back to my parents' house. "I'm home." "Why are you here, Jenny? And you brought the kids too?" I was suddenly told we're getting divorced. "And he's the one cheating." "What? Divorce?" "Yes, look at this." Showing the divorce papers, my mother looked stunned. See, he even prepared the divorce papers. He's so prepared. Since he's the one who cheated, I want to hire a lawyer even if we don't go to court. Do you know anyone good? It really seems like you are getting divorced. Why don't you ask Kevin? He's a lawyer and would do a great job. The childhood friend she referred to was the advisory lawyer at my husband's father's company. Shall I call Kevin then? He should be here soon. He's always been willing to help you out, though you might not know it. I didn't quite understand the last thing my mother said. But if the well-known Kevin was defending me, I felt we were strong. After a while, he came to my parents' house. Thank you for taking this on. It looks like the divorce might get messy, and he's cheating too. No problem, it's part of the job, but I owe Jenny one. Since he's cheating, we can claim compensation. Shall we go to the house right away? Agreeing to his suggestion, I went to the house with him. When we rang the doorbell, Sarah came out. What, I thought you were divorced and left? We have something to discuss. I'm a lawyer. Can we talk inside? A lawyer? Okay, come in. She let us in, and the discussion began in the living room with the lawyer, me, my husband, and Sarah. By the way, where's your child, Sarah? My child? I left her at David's parents' house. She casually mentioned this after throwing $30,000 at me as compensation. Ouch. What are you doing? You must have come wanting money, right? I'll give it to you. The seat of the future president's wife is mine. I won it from you, she said proudly, looking down on me. Hearing that, Kevin and I burst into laughter. Why are you laughing? The next president is not him, but me. What? What are you talking about? You might not know, but my father-in-law believes in meritocracy. He had said he would leave the presidency to someone capable. Initially, he thought his son would be president. But he gave up because of my husband's unserious attitude towards work. What? What are you talking about? I've been working properly. When my father-in-law thought about who to entrust the company to, he decided to appoint the daughter of his former rival as the next president. I've already been approached about it. My lack of promotion is because I didn't get any help from my father. Otherwise, I could have become the president. Unfortunately, it's already been decided. So, I'm going to be the next president. It's only a matter of time before the official announcement is made, and HR is preparing for it now. And Kevin pointed out. With Jenny becoming president, she holds the rights to this house. You are the one who needs to leave. What? What are you talking about? That can't be true. He resisted until the end, but my husband and Sarah were eventually forced out of the house. With the divorce papers I submitted, the divorce was finalized. 1 year later, I unexpectedly ran into my ex-husband and Sarah while walking through town. He had been fired 6 months after the divorce scandal. Once his father gave up on him, the other executives, who had previously shown deference to him, no longer felt the need to do so. Consequently, he was put in a less important role, commensurate with his actual abilities. Normally, he would have been encouraged to resign, but out of a final act of mercy, he was reassigned to a less busy department instead. I really should ask you to leave. But I plan to have you work in a department where there isn't much going on. What? Why do I have to go there? There's no way I can demonstrate my abilities in such a place. I've always hated being here anyway, I'll quit. There's no company in this world that can harness my abilities, so I'm going to start my own. Driven by pride, David resigned. Afterwards, he attempted to run his own company, but it failed quickly. None of his business endeavors were successful. Furthermore, Sarah was a spendthrift who did not do housework. She had also been divorced by her previous husband for cheating and falsely claiming her child was his, which had left her paying compensation. Thus, she remarried my ex-husband for his money, having no funds herself. My ex-husband and Sarah ended up in debt due to their failing company and spendthrift habits, eventually resorting to predatory lenders. Realizing this, he pleaded with me to remarry him. Please, let's try again. No, that's impossible. I've already remarried. What? Remarried? To whom? Who I'm married to doesn't matter. For your information, I married the lawyer who was present during our divorce proceedings, having known each other since childhood. The lawyer and I began seeing each other more frequently, and eventually, we developed romantic feelings. You've been seeing me a lot lately. We didn't meet this often before, so why all of a sudden? Because I like you, of course. I've had feelings for you for a long time, but you never noticed. I thought I had been protecting you all the time. And then you suddenly went and married someone else. Shocked by his casual confession, I agreed to date him because of the support he provided during difficult times and the trials we had faced together. Furthermore, when we started dating, Kevin confessed he wanted to remarry. If we're dating, there's one condition. I intend to marry you and grow old together, so be prepared. Feeling a bit embarrassed by Kevin's straightforward manner, I felt hopeful that this time I could truly be happy with him. However, a nagging doubt lingered. I remembered my ex-husband complaining about our child-centered life, which made me uneasy. Thank you. I'm really happy you said that. I look forward to our future together. But you're suddenly going to be a dad to 2 kids. Are you sure about that? Of course, I'm sure. I want to marry you. I've been harboring these feelings for a long time. I understand raising kids is hard, but if they come to see me as their father, I'll do my best. Being able to openly share his feelings, I could imagine a future where I could marry Kevin, a lawyer, and feel truly happy. Having remarried Kevin, my ex-husband and Sarah were issued a restraining order by him. Please never show yourself in front of Jenny again. We will enforce a restraining order. If you ever come close, we will take legal action. After that, predatory lenders suddenly took away my ex-husband and Sarah. Help! As they appealed to us while being taken away by the lenders, I continued to grow the company I inherited from my father-in-law, with discussions even starting about opening an overseas branch. With work in my life with Kevin and the kids, I was truly living fulfilling days.